Gazelle. Once upon a time there lived high in a mountain, deep in a cave, a lightning-slow gazelle. She could leap huge pebbles while traversing the deepest puddle in search of all that was found. One adventurous morning, while carefully selecting long, tasty grasses, she looked up, paused, and began to look around. Curiously, she felt uncertain. She wobbled. With so many years of satisfaction, she noticed this new wobble and the quiet questioning that followed. Unaccustomed to the wobble, she watched her whimsical leap become a measured hike. All that was vividly familiar turned mundane, which caused her to feel a bit droopy, so she trekked back to the well-being of her cave. At home, she found home to be not so homey. She felt interrupted, and in a peculiar way, very singular. She was concerned. She curled up in her sleeping spot. Eyes closing, slumber arrived. While Gazelle dreamt, the moon and the stars talked among themselves and gazed upon her. They were happy when they radiated their essence over Gazelle, her plateau-topped mountains and rocky meadows. The moon and the stars knew Gazelle well, and the abrupt wobble she had felt earlier in the day. They spoke about how they might support Gazelle going forth from her wobble, or at least her cave. They wanted her journey and experience to be fuller than she had ever known, with an even greater awareness of serenity and fulfillment than before the wobble. Where to begin? Imagined the moon and the stars. In the middle! They howled joyfully, since it was in the middle of Gazelle's life that she had felt the wobble. So far up high, deep into the middle they went, looking for remedies they could offer Gazelle. In the middle was everything lost and everything found. In the middle there were many, many, many more like themselves, moons and stars oozing with a shared light. They saw clusters among clusters, infinite groupings, galaxies. They experienced infinite conversations. It was beyond their wildest dreams of fun. Far enough deep into the middle, they followed the light until, just before the sun was due to rise, it dawned on them. They knew Gazelle was fond of leaping and laughing, skipping, dancing, and playing. However, they also knew that all that was beautiful and warm to Gazelle she experienced alone. And due to their noticing so many, many conversations in the middle and the fullness of greater joy than they had ever imagined, the moon and the stars determined Gazelle must notice and experience clusters, groupings, and galaxies. They agreed and continued, for when we notice and experience greater relations, joy is truly divine. The moon and the stars were jolly with their discovery, so they asked the middle to whisper their findings into Gazelle's inside ear. If the whisper went unnoticed, she would wake up, not awaken, and feel a bit of a wobble every now and then. However, if their findings rang just right in Gazelle's ear, she would open her eyes, take the bull by the horns, and venture out blissful. She would leap huge pebbles, discovering relations, receiving great gifts in return, feeling the steadiness of joy. It was now the sun's turn to shine. The moon and the stars were very pleased to see day happen, mostly because they were excited. As the sun's heat chilled Gazelle, the moon and the stars peeked into her cave, wondering what would occur. And morning began. Leaping to the mountain top, noticing clusters, groupings, and galaxies, ready to share her booty, In search of all that was found, Gazelle went forth. The moon reflected, the stars glittered, and the sun was radiant.